Hi guys, today we're going to react to The Emptiness Machine by Linkin Park. This is a Buy Me a Coffee request from Tabitha. Thank you, Tabitha, for this request. Much appreciated. And thank you for all your ongoing support.
Thank you, Tabitha. We appreciate the ongoing support as always, and also our very, very first Linkin Park episode. Kind of strange that they've never been requested before, and this is, I believe, a song with their new lead singer, the one replacing the late Chester Bennington. Emily Armstrong is her name, and I have never heard her sing before. Have you, Asaf?
No, I haven't.
So this is our first, you could say our first time with the new Linkin Park lineup. Curious.
It's good to see you again.
Your blades are sharpened with precision, flashing your favorite point of view. I know you're waiting in the distance, just like you always do, just like you always do. Already pulling me in, already under my skin, and I know exactly how this ends. I let you cut me open just to watch me bleed. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm hoping for what I won't receive. Falling for the promise of the emptiness machine. The emptiness machine.
Going around like a revolver. It's been decided how we lose. 'Cause there's a fire under the altar. I keep on lying to. I keep on lying to. Already pulling me in. Already under my skin. And I know exactly how this ends. I let you cut me open just to watch me play. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm open for what I won't receive. Falling for the promise of the emptiness machine.
I always liked Linkin Park. They always had a massive mainstream vein in their music, but they have an amazing body of work. I've listened to them ever since I was in my late teens. They're a magnificent band, very professional. I love the way they write their songs. I love the way they structure their songs. And I can't help but think that their new singer, she looks fairly young, Emily Armstrong, she was probably a fan of the band before she was a singer because they've been around for a long, long time. From her point of view, it must be a fairy tale coming true, being a singer in such a seasoned band.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. My relationship with Linkin Park is a bit murky. I do have immense respect for the band. Still do, a lot of respect for Chester Bennington. Rest in peace. As far as their music goes, I enjoyed a lot of their music, but I never became a real fan, if you want to think of it that way. I never really bought their music and listened to it on my own time. I heard it everywhere else and enjoyed it, but I had, I don't know if to say a dislike or something, like I didn't connect with new metal or anything in that sort of vein at that time. So bands like Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit and other bands like them were never on my playlist. But I did respect what they do and I did enjoy the music when I did hear it. It's just I didn't chase it. I didn't go to listen to it at home. I didn't go to their live shows or anything like that. And it's funny because Chester Bennington was a very good friend of Chris Cornell's, who is my absolute favorite. Soundgarden is in my all-time top 3 bands. But I don't think that Soundgarden and Linkin Park are in the same subgenre of rock, let's call it. I don't think they're in the same league either, but yeah. But that doesn't mean anything because, like I said, Soundgarden is like one of my top favorites and Linkin Park isn't. But that's fine. I do respect them and I do enjoy their music. And I have to say, with this song, when Mike Shinoda started singing, I was kind of thinking, that's kind of cool. I'm used to hearing Chester, and Mike Shinoda usually did those rap bits and some singing, but he never took sort of front stage like he did here, or at least not that I can remember. member. And now he probably is the sort of undisputed leader of the band. So it's really cool to see that. I was watching that and I'm thinking, respect, that's pretty cool. I mean, he can sing, the song sounds good, and I knew that Emily Armstrong was going to come in and something was going to change. And then she came in, but the song stayed sort of in that same vein. Really good. She's got a good voice. It was in that sort of pop rock realm, and it didn't go into hard rock until she got into the chorus, got into that gravelly voice. And I thought, okay, now I know what they liked about her for the band. And this is quite a departure for me from old Linkin Park, but that's not a bad thing. So while I do understand a lot of the criticism they received when they started performing with Emily, I also understand everybody who said, no, this is pretty good and we like it. Because it is good. And you don't have to compare it to older Linkin Park. It doesn't have to stay in the same place that they were. It's kind of nice that they're making a little bit of a change. Well, at least with this song. I don't know about other songs that are new for them. But I'm enjoying this. This is kind of cool.
Yeah. When looking at Mike Shinoda here, I'm kind of amused because I remembered a red carpet event interview he once had with a young interviewer, and she asks him a few questions and he answers it. And then she asks him, oh, are you in the business or something in those lines? And I understand.
She didn't know who he was.
She didn't know who he was. It's amusing, but I kind of, at some level, understand why she would make that mistake, because there's nothing in his appearance that scream rock star. He looks approachable. He looks like the guy next door. He looks like a drinking buddy you'd hang out with. He humbly said, I'm from Linkin Park. And then when she realized who he was, she like smacked her forehead and, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. And he's trying to calm her down. It was very funny to see.
Yeah, I actually saw that interview. That was very entertaining. And that kind of added, I think, to the respect level that I had specifically for Mike Shinoda and for the band. There was also an incident that I remember. The band were performing and Chester Bennington was doing his usual thing, high energy and everything. He took a fall and broke his arm in the middle of a concert. And they wanted to basically end the concert early and take him to hospital, and he said, no, I gotta finish this. So he finished a live show with a freshly broken arm. The guy would have had to have been in immense pain, and he was like, nah, I'm not gonna just pack it up and go. People paid to be here. These are our fans. I'll finish this. And that, to me, was like mad respect. It just added to this whole thing of, while the music is not quite my style, that, like I said, that I listen to at home by myself, I still love them for who they are. And I'm actually kind of enjoying this resurgence that they're now having, that they've come back with a new singer. Even though Chester is no longer around, I still think they deserve to keep going. They're still fairly young. They don't need to kind of pack it up now. And this new lineup that they have, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be potentially as successful as the previous.
I didn't say it enough about, I didn't say it at all about Emily Armstrong, but she's a great singer. I like the texture of her voice. She fits right in.
I agree, she does.
The emptiness machine.
I only wanted to be part of something. I only wanted to be part of. I only wanted to be part of something. I only wanted to be part of. I only wanted to be part of something. I only wanted to be part. That you cut me open just to watch me play. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm open, so fucking I am. Falling for the promise of the emptiness machine. The emptiness machine. I only wanted to be part of the emptiness machine. I only wanted to be part of the emptiness machine. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Emily Armstrong.
They even had their standard, quite of a modest audience turnout, a smaller event than what I remember seeing Linkin Park perform at. It's a beautiful entry. I really enjoyed it. The subject matter, I think, deals with a person either in a toxic relationship that has affected their self-perception and their place in the world, or a person who is contemplating their place in the world while being surrounded by unsupportive friends or family. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I'm leaning towards a toxic romantic relationship that has left one person undone, and that's the narrator, that's the person singing.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that there's something about this that screams toxic relationship, some betrayal going on, some sense of manipulation, perhaps battles with self-identity and stuff like that. But going back to the music, and like you said, it looks like a fairly modest venue by their standards, but I still really enjoyed it. I think that Emily's voice is great. Something in her approach reminded me a little bit of Daniela from The Warning. Just felt like she was attacking certain parts of the song that kind of took me back to that. And I think it's also the tempo of the song that reminded me of The Warning a little bit. I like the parts where her and Mike Shinoda were kind of harmonizing. He's doing backing vocals, but it really kind of helped bring it home at the end. And I just think it's a really good song, and it's one that I'd like to listen to again. On the other side of things, I love the lyrics. I think that there is a certain level of ambiguity here, and it could mean several things. One of which is what you said, that I thought that it was something to do with a toxic relationship that has a grip on someone, and they're kind of trying to break that cycle with this emptiness machine, because all they feel is emptiness from this relationship. So to me, the emptiness machine is really the relationship, giving you this sense of isolation within something that where you're not supposed to feel isolated. But as I started sort of thinking about the lyrics a little bit deeper, I think that this song is also about life and the way life is structured, the way we are, the way society is with work, with what constitutes as fulfillment and success and everything within that. I think possibly that could be a meaning for the emptiness machine. It's very easy to get caught up in this idea that we've invented about what work is and what it gives us, but in the end, it's not really what this is. We can keep striving for all these things and get there and then still feel like we're not fulfilled. And that's what it felt like to me when certain parts of the song, there's a few lines there that I thought were interesting. I mean, the beautiful sound of those lines that let you cut me open just to watch me bleed. But then it keeps going and he says, gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. Don't know why I'm hoping for what I won't receive. That could be either or, falling for the promise of the emptiness machine. I don't know why, but it rang true to me that it could mean something bigger than just relationships. It also referred to this fire under the altar. And I thought that the altar might be this kind of like career achievement reward that we think we're going to get. I keep on lying to was the next line. Just very, very cool lyrics that I'm going to look into more later, but it's like, yeah, already pulling me in, already under my skin, and I know exactly how this ends.
There's a sense that not only judgment from the person who's hurt, but a sense that the other person or the other entity or whatever turmoils the narrator has sinister intentions. They cut them open just so they can watch them bleed. So they're there to cause damage. And it feels like the entire song is like a proclamation or moment of awakening for the person who's hurt, to call out things as they are. So they recognize that this has been nothing but a sinister game. So there's some positivity in it. This person is at least now realizes that they are in the wrong place, or they have been in the wrong place.
The first section that got me thinking that this might also not necessarily be just about a relationship is the I only wanted to be part of something. He kept repeating that line, and in the end he says, I only wanted to be part of something, the emptiness machine. I only wanted to be part of the emptiness machine. So to me, that finishing on that kind of makes me think that it's not a positive ending. It's saying, yeah, I know what this never-ending cycle is, but I still want to be part of it because I'm still sucked in by the rewards that are promised and I don't know any different. So there is maybe a tragic kind of ending to this. But I like the fact that it's kind of open to interpretation, a little bit ambiguous, and just very well written. I thought it was really interesting. I think this song kind of makes me respect Linkin Park more.
More, yeah. Now that you mention it, I'm kind of thinking, you said, I only wanted to be a part of this emptiness machine. It's like regretting for being awakened from whatever sedation has caused them to be a part of this fantasy world. It's like when you say ignorance is bliss, when you stop being ignorant, then you start feeling the gravity of the place you're in, and you can't unknow it. You have to address it because you know not only it's not real, but it's damaging and it's not good for you. I kind of tend to agree with the lack of positivity at the end of the song, because they tend to regret the fact that now they're in the know, so they can't enjoy the blissful ignorance because they just lost it. They wised up.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a Matrix blue pill, red pill
Yeah.
kind of situation, and they just decided to go back into the Matrix because it's all they know and it gives them some kind of comfort to avoid change that could be too hard, maybe. You kind of get the impression that the song is talking about looking beyond societal expectations and trying to find your authenticity and what actually works for you. Only in that way will you find real fulfillment. But at the same time, we are used to this and this is what we're going to be and this is how it's going to be and that's it. That's kind of how it ends. So yeah, I thought it just gave an extra layer to the song, that sort of ending, and just another little thing that made it even better. I really enjoyed this one. That was really good. Thank you, Tabitha, for this awesome request, and thank you for basically making us do an episode on a Linkin Park song for the first time. Thank you so much for all the support you're throwing our way. We truly appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Tabitha, for this relatively unusual request. Just judging by our track record, 500 plus episodes, never reacted to Linkin Park. But thanks to you, now we have. Much appreciated, and more like this would be even more appreciated. And thank you for all your ongoing support.
Better late than never.
Yeah. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you get notified on all our future videos. If you have a song in mind you'd like us to react to, please make a request through BuyMeACoffee. The link is at the top of the description below. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you so much, guys, for all the support you're throwing our way. We truly appreciate it. Please keep supporting us through BuyMeACoffee. We could use all the support we can get. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. We'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode. We hope to see you all then. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.